This for all my Motown Sports Dads, repping every game with the fields and the courts at. Keeping every schedule in the notepad. Rocking team merch and a sports cap. This for all my Motown Sports Dads, repping every game with the fields and the courts at. This for all my Motown Sports Dads. This for all my Motown Sports Dads. Courtesy of Motown Madness. Courtesy of Motown Madness. Can't you see it's Motown Madness? Can't you see it's Motown Madness? Courtesy of Motown Madness. Courtesy of Motown Madness. This for all my Motown Sports Dads. This for all my Motown Sports Dads. Yeah. Motown Madness family, welcome to the Motown Sports Dad podcast. The podcast for parents, coaches, and youth sports owners who just need to do better, right? But if you do better, you do better, and that's where we come in, man. So you got your boy Marcel B, the MC, and then we also have the homie Suburban Joe, who's the bourbon connoisseur, but also just a man of the people. What's going on, Joe?
What's up, all? Let's go.
And then of course, we have Coach Volpini, baseball coach, man of God. Man, he's so awesome. And, you know, since we've connected, he's been super dope. Y'all going to get so much from him this season. But what's going on, Coach? What up, Volpini?
No, man. Good morning. How you fellas doing today?
Man, we good. And then last but definitely not least, we got Coach T, founder of the Motown Magic Youth Basketball Organization. And, you know, he's always got an angle that you just don't think of. But looking forward to getting that from you this season. What's going on, Brody?
Ain't nothing to it, man. Glad to be back, man. We back. We in the building. So let's get to it.
Yes, sir, man. So we're gonna hop right in. Before we get started into the meat of things, right? We're all sports dads, right? We're all sports dads. So let's kind of give the people, Joe, kick us off. Where's your journey? I know you got, you know, your boys are getting older, right? But where are you as a sports dad right now? Catch us up.
All right. Well, I'm kind of in a transition, right? Because you know, for years it was nothing but sports in the house, right? It was little league baseball, little league soccer, and then it was travel baseball, travel soccer. Then it was, you know, high school soccer and high school baseball, and then, you know, my oldest got to play baseball in college. Now it's all done, right? I mean, all the years, you know, everything is done. Both of my kids are about graduated from college now, you know, and so I'm in a whole different world right now, right? So I'm kind of lost at the moment, right? Because I miss it like a lot, you know. It's like I miss being out there. I miss everything about it, you know what I mean? And so yeah, I'm like trying to figure it out, right? But I'm lucky enough to have, you know, all you guys and your kids, right? So I can go out, you know, if I want to watch baseball, I know where to go. If I want to watch basketball
somewhere.
There's something going on to where that's going to be my new life now, right? Until I figure it out, but I can also still give, right?
Until the grandbabies come, and that's the next phase, right?
That's right. Then everything, yeah. And then then they're going to be out there with me, but I'm in a good spot. It's just, you know, it's just a little lost, but I got places to go to watch sports. So
nice,
you know. So
I'm sure Joe's wife is going to say no rush on her grandkids.
No rush at all, man.
Right, but I think
we got some traveling we want to do now.
For sure. I think it's super dope though, Joe, that you can still connect with youth sports and have that outlet, because you know it's almost like a postpartum, man. If you don't have something to fill that void, man, that's super interesting. We're gonna dive into that this season.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I still have a lot to give, and I still feel pretty passionate about youth sports, because it's kind of important in a lot of ways. You know what I mean? So
dig that. Coach Volpini, man, sports dad, where you at, man? Catch us up. As a sports dad, where you at right now?
2025, man. 11 youth seasons about to kick off. We have the heroes have parted ways and gone to our separate teams this year. So it's going to be a different year. It's been a different season, different winter training. You know what I mean? It's not with the same boys I've been with for the last 3 years. And I miss them, man. I miss them. But, you know, we got a new team. It's Braden's fitting in well. Him and Zach are on the prospects now. We already got to face Total Sports. Dion got to play primetime in Enzo. We'll see some of the other boys. All three of us. I was just telling T last night that all three of us are going to be at the Macomb Shootout. The Stars, the Prospects, and Total Baseball is going to battle of the heroes. So it should be a good time. So yeah, we got our first indoor tournament next weekend. I'll make sure I get some footage for us to show the people. Right, we gotta share it still.
Got to give them that.
So proud dad. Not as involved with coaching, more helping out where needed, but still get to sit in the dugout and talk to the kids and inspire them and do what I do best. Right. So just looking forward to the season, and I'm ready to go. Wife's got me all dripped out. Got B-Man ready to go. Got the new gear ready. New season.
Nice.
Got to bring out the new weapons for the new season, right?
Nice. Good luck to the boys this season. Then,
thank you.
Coach.
I'll keep you posted.
For sure, man. Coach T, we've been touching on this, man. Where are you at? Right? We've been talking about this a little bit.
Yeah.
Where are you right now? Because you've been busy. Last weekend you had 2 different tournaments in 2 different states. But where are you as a sports dad right now?
As a sports dad, it's different than a sports coach.
For sure.
As a dad, I'm gearing up for baseball with Vopini for Total Sports because, like you said, so our heroes team kind of parted ways, and we've blessed the whole Macomb County with all this wonderful talent. It's almost like 2 or 3 of us spread it out on each team now. So everybody's team then went up a notch. But so now we getting ready for baseball. We just finished out in Ohio, right outside of Toledo. What's the name of the city? I forgot the name of the city. Yeah, Rossford, right? So we just finished out there at the Total Sports arena. That was great time. We ended up losing in the semis by 1, but it's just great to honestly not coach and just be a part of the journey and cheer your kid on and that's it, man. Just new experiences. We learned so much from Vopini and the heroes, and so now it's time to take the training wheels off and share that light with the world. So that's where I'm at as a dad, sports dad.
Nice, man. So I'll catch you guys up with me. You guys know MJ's playing basketball. Just finished the high school freshman season, right? He broke his hand about halfway, or broke his wrist halfway through the season, so it cut a season short. And so we immediately transitioned to just preparing for the AAU season. So since then, he started with a personal trainer. He made his, the AAU team that he tried out for, which he played with last year, but he's elevated, Central Florida Heat is the team he's playing for. He's on their Puma travel team. He's got his first travel tournament later this month going to Boston. So he's never been to Boston. The family hasn't. So to travel for the first time is pretty awesome. He's also, his personal trainer is also an AAU coach. So when he's not playing for the Heat, he's playing for that team. So he's playing a lot of basketball. So that's where I am as a sports dad, just trying to make sure that he stays locked into his craft, improve his craft outside of practice, right? The importance of improving with individual one-on-one training work so that he brings and gives his team a better him. That's the whole idea and thought behind that. So what I hear from all 4 of us is we're all in a transitional period, whether the season is starting up at some point or transitioning out of a certain phase, So it's going to be super dope as we catch the people up. But you already know, man, we here for a good time, not a long time. So we're going to hop right into it, right?
Let's do it.
We're going to hop into Lebron, the cringy parent. So as most of you know, recently, there was a confrontation between LeBron James, player for the Los Angeles Lakers, and Stephen A. Smith, one of the lead sports media analysts over at ESPN, First Take. He has his own Stephen A. Smith show. He's on multiple. He's big in the sports media world. And LeBron recently confronted him regarding his son, Bronny James, who also plays for the Los Angeles Lakers. My first question to you guys regarding this is, I want to talk first as sports dads. Let's keep that sports dad thing going, right? And give me your perspective just as a dad, whether you feel LeBron was right or wrong in confronting Stephen A. and why do you feel that way? Coach Vopini, I know we talked right before we went on air. You told me you hopped into a lot of videos around this.
I did, yeah.
So, give me walk me through your take on this as
sports
a dad.
dad.
Yeah.
LeBron's on my team, his kid's on my kid's team. That's a cringy parent, man. Not only was it, and it's a professional sport, man. It's not
Yeah.
it's not little league. Bronny got drafted, right? What, 55
Yeah.
to the
Second
Lakers?
round.
Because
Yep.
his dad. We know the story. We know the backstory, right? I ain't telling anybody anything. So as a sports dad, though, it was cringy, man. You don't say something to somebody, especially during the game. If
Yeah.
you had a problem with Stephen A. Smith, talk about it in the right setting.
Yeah.
That wasn't the right setting. After a timeout in the third quarter, like, I don't know, that's cringe. And then
Yeah.
we'll get into it, I'm sure, some more, but the stories don't match, right? We can
Yeah.
all read lips. We can see how long the conversation took.
Yeah.
So we'll get into those details. But my thought on it is cringy parents, stay away from him, stay out of your kids,
Yeah.
especially when he's an athlete. He's getting paid millions of dollars. You don't need dad to stick up for him.
Yep. Coach T, what about you, man? Just as a dad, strictly as a dad, was he right or wrong? Was LeBron right or wrong?
Wrong.
Okay.
Because strictly as a dad, he's not just a dad.
Hmm.
He, unfortunately, he was a player at that time and a leader of the team and the face of a league and a bunch of other things that I can name that should have let him know that we can have this conversation at a better time, right?
For sure.
I don't know. I felt like if he really wanted to have that conversation, he would have went about it a different way. I understand wanting to protect your son. I understand being emotional about your seed. I don't know. He probably looked back and wish he hadn't done it that way. Because it does nothing but keep adding negative attention to Bronny. And so you're trying to protect him when you're the one that's, as a father, exposing him consistently. Like this is the whole problem. The problem is you keep putting your son out there in a certain way and then getting mad when it's perceived in the way that you put him out there.
Facts.
So if you, as a father, if you really want to protect your son, there's different ways to go about it. Like, not forcing the Los Angeles Lakers out of all ball clubs to sign him, right? Like everything you're doing is putting a bullseye on the kid. And so if you want to protect your son, then stop exposing him.
Got you. Joe, what you think, man? Was he right or wrong?
Man, that was the most cringy thing I've seen, especially by a superstar. Let's just be real, right?
Yeah.
Nothing, the man is a superstar, right? There's no doubt about it. But this is what he explained 100% what's wrong with parents, right? He proved my point that I've always been saying. Parents, you got to stay on the sidelines, right? And if you have a problem with the coach, you don't call him out in front of everybody. And not only did he call him out in front of everybody, he called him out in front of national TV, right? I mean, it's like, man, how dare you talk, negative about my son? He's not talking negative about your son. He was talking negative about you. The situation that you put your son in, right? You used your influence, you used, everything that you had to make sure your son, he was going to be on the Lakers one way or another. Okay. It was going to happen, but man, you used everything you had to make sure he was there. And the level that you've played and you've watched young kids come in and he's a hypocrite because he's probably sat back years, watching these young kids come in and going, man, what the heck's he doing out here? And so what the heck's your kid doing out there, bro? You know what I mean? So yeah, it was very cringy, man. It was 100% cringy.
Man, so I don't disagree with y'all. But we got to look at this side of it, man. We have sons who have either played or are currently playing, right? And I saw Stephen A say that Bronny was at the game and Bronny kind of made eye contact with Stephen A and put his head down, and he felt like that struck a nerve with LeBron and he couldn't help it, right? So I want us to walk through ourselves as dads when we feel someone has wronged our child and how not easy it is to control the urge to get to that problem no matter the time and place. He was protecting his baby in that moment. And I won't say it was right, but can we agree that if somebody messed with your baby, right? He is a grown man, but that's still his baby. Bronny is grown. But in that moment, he struck a chord, and that's, to me, that's what it resulted in. And as a dad, I can understand that. I feel like he could have handled it better. But as a dad, man, if you feel like somebody's messing with your child, you know, it's on site. You know what I'm saying? So
but there's a time. You know what though? Phone call. Hey, coach, we need to talk. Or hey, Stephen A, we need to have a conversation. You know what I mean? What he did basically was out there going, "I'm LeBron. How dare you?" You know what I mean? That's how I got it, right? After everything that's happened, everything that's happened from when he was drafted and everything going to that, and then there he's like, "You know who I am? Do you know who I am?" You know what I mean? Because you know what? Stephen A even said it. Everyone's got my phone number.
Yeah,
Everyone's got his phone
changed
number.
it 23 years.
Yeah, but so I don't think so. Here's my thought on that.
Yeah.
We've never seen LeBron do anything like this publicly to confront somebody like this.
Yeah.
So I don't think it was him throwing his LeBron weight around, more so than him having a vulnerable dad moment. I really think he had a really vulnerable dad moment. Like you said, this was during the game. Have we ever seen LeBron do anything reckless during a game?
You hit on this, and then I want to go.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. So to answer your question, continuously he throws his weight around. Continuously, he's found ways to undermine and manipulate the game to fit his scenario and his storyline. To me, he is one of the greatest of all time. Regardless of all that, he has done nothing but use his power to manipulate the game almost to a fault where it has almost destroyed the game. So
I don't think he's done that during the game, though.
What I'm saying is what I'm saying is to the game, not during the game. It's what he's done to the game that we're talking about. That's bigger than that. Okay, this guy has literally made a kid that is not even ready to play at this level a pick for the Los Angeles Lakers, bro. That's all him. If he was not LeBron's dad, he would not be playing for this team.
No, okay? he'd still be at USC.
Yeah, which is where he should be.
So
right.
So he's in Bronny's in the G League, averaging over 20 points a game.
Good. So let him do it.
but does that mean that the guys there? But that's where he's been primarily.
So
he's played more games in the G League than the NBA.
We should not be covering Bronny James as none of us should be. Not us, not the big dogs and Stephen A. Nobody should be, because he's not a story unless he's LeBron James' kid.
Right. He wouldn't even be known.
No, he wouldn't be known.
Right
and so, like at the end of the day, again, man, it's LeBron uses his ploys to control the storylines, the narratives. That's what he's always done. And so, like right now, we're saying, oh, the kid's looking sad, and so it made the dad vulnerable, and so it was Stephen A's fault that the kid was looking sad. Bro, nobody told you to bring your kid to work. Like, come on, bro. Yep. Like, no, we're not about to let him off the hook. Like, we don't know why that kid to work day. He could have broke up with his girlfriend that day. We don't know why he was looking sad. He should be looking sad because he can't contribute in a positive way to this professional ball club. Like, that's why he should be looking sad, not because he see a reporter sitting on the sideline that done nothing but told the truth. So, I'm sorry, I can't let your boy off, man. That's why it's a difference between my GOAT and their GOAT. I'm not gonna say your GOAT.
I'm with you, T. I'm with you, T.
It's definitely not my GOAT. So look, recently, T, we had a conversation about a very similar situation. We won't go into specifics of who, but there was a coach that gave a player on your team an uneasy feeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And once you told the parent about the child feeling uneasy due to the other coach, what did the parent do?
I'm trying to remember the scenario right now.
So you just played a coach recently, right?
Oh, yeah.
And a player for your team used to play for that coach.
Yep.
And he didn't want to play in that game.
I'm tracking. So the dad came. First of all, he was vulnerable. He was emotional. He came to me while my kid ain't playing. I told him why. He almost had a conference with me and the other coach right there in between, right there in the moment, right on the spot. Yep.
See what I'm saying?
Yep. No. So this father does not play for me. LeBron James plays for the Lakers. This father is not LeBron James. You get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so this is why you don't bring your kid to work, because you can't be a professional when you got your kid sitting next to you, because you're gonna be vulnerable. He did it to himself. That's the only point I'm making. We're not going to apologize for him continuously doing these things to himself, and somehow we want to bail him out. No. If you Michael Jordan, you go to 6 finals, you win them, and ain't nothing else to talk about.
See.
And that's where I'm going with it.
Because
that's where I'm going with it.
But look though, but this is what we're doing to LeBron, man. We are,
man. Listen, man, I know you love LeBron, so you should have bought your hard hat for this one, bro. You should have bought your hard hat for this one, bro. You know what I mean? Because I'm not letting boy off the hook, man.
We're skipping past him as a dad, man. We're skipping past him strictly as a dad, man.
Because he skipped past him as a dad by bringing his son to work.
Oh man,
that's the buck. What else you want us to do?
I gotta disagree, man.
What else you want us to do?
I'm with T right there. Bring your hard hat.
You should have bought your hard hat, man.
Y'all hard-headed. That's what it is. Look, man. Look. We could be all day on this, man. So look, y'all do us a favor in the comments. Let us know if y'all think LeBron was right or wrong. We got more angles to break this down for, but let's take a brief break from that, man. What we want to do though is transition real quick, fellas. So we want to give a big shout out to the Macomb County Community College Monarchs, man. The men's basketball team, they just recently became the Great Lakes District C championships. They now advance to the NJCAA Division II National Championship Tournament. That actually starts on St. Patty's Day, which is also our very own Joe's birthday. Suburban Joe's birthday is on St. Patty's Day. That's going to be super dope. So hopefully the guys go ahead and get you a win on Monday. And I think they are. They're really good. I think they were ranked 9th. But also, in addition to that, they had some individual awards being handed out to some of the players on the team. I just want to walk through them. So there were some that got the honorable mention for all conference. There's Jalen Jenkins, Karan Williams, and Malachi Irvin. Congrats to you boys. And then there's Demarion Fishburne, who finished all region, all MCCAA, first team all conference, all defensive team, and he's only a sophomore guard, man. That's super dope. And then last but not least is Josh Hines. He finished the MCCAA East Player of the Year, and he also finished all region, all MCCAA, first team all conference, and all defensive team. Shout out to the Monarchs, man, because we got boys that are in middle school and high school, and we want them to play college ball. So seeing guys get that done at the collegiate level is pretty dope and inspiring for our boys. We appreciate y'all. Keep up the good work and good luck in the tournament to the Monarchs.
Oh yeah. Way to represent the space we in, man. Way to represent Macomb out there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep. Sometimes being a soccer mom or a sports dad sucks. Be honest. I'm a father of 4 and a furry baby. I used to be 120 pounds soaking wet. Sure, I wanted to add muscle, but I ain't never expect to get fat. Every time my wife got pregnant, I got pregnant. Dad bod is real. Look, I'm a basketball coach, and it seems that 10 pounds came with every trophy we win. All the fast food and the travel on the road. You start to get away from you pretty quick. You look up, and before you know it, you're 40, trying to get back in the gym. And the energy it just ain't there. So my wife and I, we had enough this year. We said this year we're going to focus on us. But we had no idea where to start. So luckily I met a great resource at the gym. My buddy Brian Edwards, who is the co-owner of Level Up Health and Wellness. We had some conversations. He was getting great results. I went home excited to tell my wife about it. From there, the folks over there at Level Up, they made it a super easy journey. So look, I started their testosterone replacement therapy program, and my wife, she already showing her amazing results with a weight loss curriculum. If you're a parent who's lost your individuality and energy for life, then I strongly recommend for you to contact Level Up Health and Wellness right now. If you're watching this, you can scan the QR code. It's right above. Or visit leveluphw.com. That's leveluphw.com. hw.com. Look, at some point, kids gonna grow up, and we got to get back to us feeling attractive and confident again. You got this, and you ain't got to do it alone. Look in the mirror, see yourself again. Peace and love.
So let's hop back into this LeBron versus Stephen A. Smith. Now we spoke about it from a dad standpoint, man. Hard heads came out and everything, man. I can't believe y'all prepared.
We didn't plan it.
I would have put mine on, but I didn't want to mess up my hair.
That's crazy, man. That's great. I love it though, fellas. So look, let's hop back into it. Let's take this from both a coach standpoint and a fan standpoint. Now, I kind of get into it from a coach standpoint because, I spoke on it from a dad standpoint. Now, my challenge with this is the fact that LeBron did confront Stephen A. during a timeout. And LeBron is still the face of the NBA. There's kids trying to emulate his style of play, all that. And so to me, my question was, LeBron, are we showing our children that it's okay that if you have someone courtside and have a personal issue with them, that you could leave the timeout, leave the team during the timeout, even though it's a couple steps over still, right? The principle. Is it okay to leave the timeout and confront someone over a personal issue? Yep. Are we really showing our children that? I expected more from him in that regard. And then also, I haven't seen anybody ask JJ Redick what he thought about that moment. What did his coach think about that moment, about him leaving the timeout, about him addressing that right then and there? So, Joe, let me know what you think, as a coach and as a fan of the game. Let's speak from that perspective in terms of this altercation. What you thinking? I mean, I know how you feel about LeBron, but let's hop more into that.
Yeah. Well, going back, I mean, Tarmale pretty much said it all, right? Earlier, he's LeBron. He thinks that he can do whatever he wants to do. I mean, what's Coach Redick going to really say, right? It's LeBron, right? I mean, it's totally wrong what he did, right? I mean, because at the end of the day, in the middle of the game, I mean, how would you feel, Coach Volpini and Coach T, if one of your kids stood up in the middle of the game, seen some kid out there that he didn't like, and started getting into his face, right?
I wouldn't like it very much.
Dude, no, guess what? You're going to sit your ass down now, right?
Yeah.
It's done. You're done the rest of the game. But because it's LeBron, he can do whatever he wants to do, right? And what does that show kids out there that watch the NBA or that just watch sports in general? Well, if I'm the best player on the team, I can do whatever I want to do. No, you can't.
I'll pull up on you on site.
You know what I mean? You know what? No, you sit down. If you got something with someone in the stands, you take care of it after the game. Yeah. You know what I mean? Not in the middle of the game because it's distracting. Yeah. You've distracted everything. Now you have all these other people on the court, right? And all of a sudden you took away from everything else on the court, and the whole thing after that was, oh my God, the LeBron Stephen A thing. It was nothing. So if there's a rookie on the court that's having a heck of a game, well, guess what? It don't matter anymore because now what matters is what LeBron did, right? It's totally wrong. I just think he's selfish. He's a very selfish individual when it comes to that. You know what I mean? I get it as a dad. Totally get it. Would I love to be able to play on a high level with one of my kids, one game? Heck yeah, right. Of course. But it's got to happen naturally and not forced. He forced the issue, and now he's totally wrong. Everything he did was wrong, except for wanting to share the court with his son for one game. That's the only thing that I, as a father, totally understand. But he took away someone else's time that game. He potentially, somebody could have been putting up three-pointer after three-pointer after three-pointer, but guess what? That didn't matter anymore. It was LeBron getting in Stevie A's face. That was it.
I got something to say about this.
Go ahead.
So LeBron's side of the story, I saw an interview with him that he went up to Stephen A. Smith and said, let's throw down right here. I'll do it in front of all these people, right? You guys seen that? Heard that news?
No. I didn't hear that. No, I didn't.
That's what LeBron was saying. Like, I'm the man. I'm him. Unc's too old. I'm going to push his hairline back, Draymond Green style. And, who do you think he is? Ron Artest, like running up in the stands at the Pistons game? Yeah. LeBron ain't going to do anything except for talk.
So,
I think that was AI, coach.
that was AI, Vopini.
That was AI.
That was it. I got
yeah, you was being baited, man. They were like,
It was a short conversation, whatever it was.
Hey, matter of fact, we got to show the people that right now. We're gonna go to that and show them that right here.
So I'm going to address the Stephen A. Smith situation real quick. I basically told him we can throw down right now in front of everyone. Let's have at it. Me and you, one-on-one in the middle of the court. And of course, that uncle refused. He don't have that R like I do. I'm him. I was about to give him that Draymond Green special and send his hairline back even further. I told that brother to keep his mouth shut about Bronny before, and he just won't do it. And yes, I know Bronny ain't an NBA level player, and I forced the Lakers to draft him. But you're not going to trash talk my son on live television like that. That brother only acts tough on TV, as you saw. When I stepped up to him, he turned into a golden retriever right away. That unk is soft as charming. Now would Jordan ever do what I did? Probably not. But I'm petty and soft like that, as everyone knows. I'll never be as great as Michael Jordan. So Stephen A. was right about that part. MJ is the GOAT for sure. He might be the GOAT, but I'm the king. And everyone knows a king is better than a GOAT. Ain't no party like a Diddy party.
Yeah, so I got on that one, but still, he still went Ron Artest, right, in the middle of the game. Where's the NBA fine at?
He did.
Yeah.
Where's the NBA fine at on that? He didn't throw punches, but he Stephen A. Smith's a fan of the game. He's not NBA personnel. He's not a coach, right? He's there watching the game, and LeBron's going to go at him and threaten him.
Yeah.
Talk to him however he was talking to him.
Yep.
And nothing happened from the NBA. Anyone else did that, they're getting fined.
That's a great angle, Coach. That he confronted a fan at the most
at that point.
Level. Yep. Coach T.
Yeah. No, you guys. At the end, you guys covered it, man. I mean, it's hard for you to not be vulnerable when it comes to your kid. That's why, if you can help it, you just don't put yourself in that spot. Now, I will say, as a coach, I coach my son all the time, and I have to basically collaborate with him from a sport perspective. And so, somebody might foul him hard and throw him down to the ground. And as a coach, at times I'm like, I don't like it. I look over at my wife to see if she's holding her composure, and so it's definitely, the vulnerability is definitely going to be there when it comes to those that you love, and you mix it with competition and business and all of it. I would hate to see my kids basically be distracted at that level. I would hate to see my kids try to upshow what we're doing on the court by something on the sideline. And I don't love it for LeBron. I don't love it. So that's my perspective on it. I think you guys covered it well.
For sure. I'm coming right back to you, Coach T, on this. I think we'd be remiss if our show didn't address what could be maybe cultural differences, right? So I got a question for you guys on this. If Stephen A. wasn't black, or maybe LeBron wasn't black, do you feel like this would have still happened on either party from the critique and assessment of Stephen A. on First Take to the conversation by LeBron, or initiated by LeBron? And then, have you seen this occur at any of the youth sport games for folks that were non-black, in terms of maybe a parent confronting a coach?
So one of the things about this show, especially the Suburban Joe side of the show, is the culture clash segments. We're going to spend a lot of time on culture clashes, because I think sometimes we got to have fun, healthy, free conversation about things dealing with race. I don't think we should ignore it. I think it's a part of the elements, right? Like, a lot of people don't want to talk politics or race because they're afraid of the confrontational side of it. But I think it's great to just enjoy and appreciate it sometimes, and just be honest, right? And so this is one of them culture clash moments where we can open up the floor, and this is a very diverse show. And so to answer the question, I see parents go off on refs all the time, and it doesn't matter the race at all. I've seen white folks go off on refs. I've seen black folks go off on refs. Man, I played some really tough Filipino folks and from Canada in basketball, and they get after it pretty tough I think everybody has emotions, and once you start to compete, that's the best thing about sports is it's one of the great equalizers. And so when you competing and you competing at your best, you get emotional, and it doesn't really have a race. In this situation, I felt like I felt like a black code was crossed.
Hmm.
I do personally when I speak from my community. I felt like they could have went through the agents. They could have sat down as black men
Yeah.
to have that conversation. I think Stephen A. didn't. I think he totally no. I think LeBron disrespected Stephen A.'s position in the culture.
Yep.
Stephen A. is probably the number one media person, and he happens to be black, right? And
Yep.
so, media person, not
Mhm.
black media,
Yeah.
media. $100 million contract reported, right?
Yep.
The same
Eight
day,
figures, 5 years.
the same day,
Yeah. Same day.
and somehow you make it about
You.
you and
Yep.
you're great with him and your son instead of appreciating what this man is doing. Now he putting on women, he's putting on white folks. Stephen A's putting on people. If you got talent, I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to make a way for you,
Yep.
right? And so instead of appreciating, and as another number one in your path, in the NBA, you number one.
Yep.
Right. So that would be like me not appreciating Coach Dave as a coach.
Yeah.
And not see, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're contemporaries in a certain way and you're leaders, or another man, like
You're not going to
you're the man
confront
of
me out in public.
yeah, you the man of your house. That's why I won't disrespect you, because I don't want your kids or your wife to see you like that, because now you
Right.
gotta respond.
Right.
Right.
And so for him not to say, wait a minute, it's another black man, number one in his space. Hey, Rich, that's his agent. Hey, let's handle this off. I need to talk to Steven.
Immediately.
I need to talk to Steven.
Yeah.
Now, Steve, what can we do to help the narrative when it comes to Bronny? You know what I'm saying? Like, let me really protect my son with the power and the channels that I have the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Have
And
private conversation, yeah.
hey, it's always better in private, and especially as a same community. Come on, man. That's now you tearing down each other, and so that's how I feel about it. You know,
For sure.
That's how I feel about it.
Vopini, man,
And I think,
what you thinking? Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying, I think Stephen A's done a very good job of representing himself. I'm not going to say defending, because he didn't do anything wrong. I don't think he did anything wrong in the situation on the court. He just turned around and ignored him. You know, I mean, he pled his case. You know, I'm a businessman. I'm a spectator. He goes, I got nothing to say to LeBron at the games. You know, I report on the sports players.
It does seem
I'm gonna write a
like
report about this, but I ain't gonna confront you on the court.
Yeah, but it does seem like initially Stephen A was a little more politically correct, and maybe because he did it on the platform of First Take versus Gilbert Arenas' podcast, where he, called the move by LeBron weak. At first, it seemed like he was more empathetic and saying, "Hey, what I felt confronted me was a father, and more than anything." But then, as the time went on, and I don't know if this was as a man, his pride was challenged, and his reputation, or he just got on more raw platform
he
to be
had
able to speak.
Stephen A. LeBron had a conversation with Richard Jefferson.
Oh yeah, that's right. And
you know what I mean? And it was no longer about Bronny; it was about LeBron.
Yep.
Like we all know it is, and that added fuel to the fire. And now that's what made Stephen A. go off.
Yep. The only thing I'll say right before we hear you, Joe, is man, Stephen A. Skip Bayless has talked trash about LeBron for years, and I've never seen him have that kind of smoke for Skip Bayless. And so to have that for another black man is definitely it's a blemish on the community for sure. Go ahead, Joe. What's your thoughts on it culturally?
Well, culturally, would it have been different? Maybe, if it was, a white basketball player or white, media personnel. But I don't know. I think at the end of the day, what happened was because of LeBron's ego was bruised, right? So I don't think it would have. I don't think it would have mattered. And you know what I mean. And I know Skip has bashed LeBron throughout the years and whatever, but he's bashing LeBron, right? he's bashing LeBron, not his family. And so I think LeBron took it personal, to Stephen A. And Stephen A. is, he's the top media guy, right?
Yeah.
He's a top media guy probably in the world, right?
Yep.
And so and LeBron, and he caught Stephen A. at a point to where he couldn't do anything. Anyways, he had Larry David sitting there. He had all these high profile people around him.
And $100 million on the line.
Right. And he just signed $100 million contract with Disney. What's that man gonna do?
Yeah.
He did the stand-up thing. He stood there, whatever. Now, he may have said something, but he didn't do anything. You know what I mean? So, so I don't know. Culturally, I don't know if it would have been any different, but Stephen A. is he does what he does, and that's why he gets paid, right? And,
Sure.
he's the best at it, right? Like, I was thinking about it. It's like I got a love-hate relationship for Stephen A. I love him. He's got all this. I hate him because he's right at the end of the day.
Yeah.
It's not like, because when you sit there and at first you listen to him talk, and it's like, and you listen to a story come out and you're like, hey, Stephen A., what the heck? Now all of a sudden you hear Stephen A.'s perspective. It's like, dang, he's right again. That's my love-hate relationship. I love the guy.
Sure.
I hate him because at the end of the day, he's right. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So in thinking about this culturally, I really wanted to find out, because the only situation in terms of Bronny and LeBron that we have to compare to this is Ken Griffey Jr. and Sr. playing at the same time, right? But I just wanted to see if this was happening in other communities, and I found some stuff, right?
Okay.
So these are non-Black confrontations that were similar. Now, not exact where the parent confronted the media person during the game, but there's definitely some confrontations. So we got John McEnroe Sr., the father of John McEnroe, who he confronted the media over his son's fiery personality, right? We got Archie Manning, who's the father of Peyton and Eli Manning, who's also a former professional athlete, spoke out when he felt his sons were unfairly being criticized, especially during Peyton Manning's early days when he didn't have the best start in the NFL. And then we have Jackie Harbaugh, the mother of Jim and John Harbaugh, who defended both in the media when they tried to stir the controversy when they played each other in the Super Bowl. They tried to kind of basically get a beef going with the two coaches who are the brothers. And she defended them both and kind of attacked the media for those. So the people out there that think this is just a Black thing is not.
Oh, it's not.
It's a people thing. People get into it, and people have disagreements. And so, there are some folks who, like you said, at the end of the day, it's still about the narrative. The fact that someone doesn't have an appreciation about the narrative that someone in the media is given, so they want to confront that narrative. So,
and it's just a spotlight that's put on the situation, right? Look at the timing of it all. Yeah. That's why this is a big deal. So you can look at it culturally, you can look at it however you choose to perceive it. But at the end of the day, Bron went about it the wrong way. LeBron went about it talking to Stephen A. Smith the wrong way, right? We didn't hear about Archie Manning doing it because he didn't do it during the timeout in the third quarter when he was playing with his kids. So it's a different situation, you know what I mean? But
and he wasn't the superstar of the league at that point either.
So at least, LeBron's in the spotlight, right?
And I want to add, and I like what you said, Joe. None of those people were the face of the league at the time, and all the people you just named are like Hall of Famers or future Hall of Famers. So let's see where the trajectory is for Bronny James.
Sure. Yep. Well, all right, man. I think we can all agree that LeBron was wrong across the Sports Dad podcast. So again, if you guys disagree with us or agree, leave your comments, man. We'd love to read them, and we'll interact and engage. So
because it was a Sports Dad moment.
For sure. 100%.
It was 100%. Absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
So as we transition and move on, we talked about Coach T founding the Motown Magic youth sports organization, and the mission of the organization is founded in the Word of God. It's just simply put. But he's discovered the origin of basketball, and when it comes to the Word of God, and how those two, what we call, have a destiny intersection. So he gets into that here. Let's go to that real quick.
I bet you did not know playing basketball pleases God. Dr. James Naismith, the inventor of basketball, stated in his philosophy that the mission of basketball is to win men for the master through the gym. His idea was that missionaries would spread awareness of the sport and the good news of Jesus Christ. I identify as being one of those missionaries that Dr. Naismith envisioned. I played for the Magic growing up, where my dad was my coach. This showed me that a father figure could show up in many forms, from a stepdad to a teacher to a coach, heck, even a brother. This planted a seed deep in me as a kid from the west side of Detroit. The Motown Magic has become a platform where the relationship between father and son can grow. And also, father figures can stand in the gap for our boys whose fathers, they're not around. We built a positive environment that encouraged growth of basketball intellect, discipline, and leadership qualities. A place where accountability means more than winning. It's even created a healthy communication channel for me and my own kids. Now I'm starting to see that this private organization needs to be more public. It's going to require some expansion. Basically, we're going to need a bigger boat. And this is where you come in. If you'd like to partner with us and help out in any kind of way, visit us at MotownMagicBasketball.com. Let's discuss the ways that we can partner up. Just like I tell my boys in the huddle, if it's going to happen, it'll happen together. So, together on 3.
And there you have it. Just a quick word from Coach T. Now, T, man, because when you sent me that video on the origin of basketball and God, I was blown away, really, because I didn't know it, right?
Yep.
But just speak before we move on and get to our special guest. Just speak
Yep.
on that a little bit, man.
Yeah, so in my heart, I got a soft spot for family. My dad wasn't there for me. He spent time in and out of jail, to be honest. And so my stepdad was, and my stepdad actually built a team for me, and it was called the Magic. It wasn't the Motown, right? It was the Magic, And so it's crazy the way God works. And so now we have the Motown Magic, and this was all by chance, nothing planned, none of that. Like a league even gave us our name. When they gave us our name, I kept it. I'm like, I got to keep it now. It happened. They gave me it. I won a championship with it. I got to keep it, right? And so whenever I see fathers in my practices working with their sons, that is the ultimate for me.
Nice.
That's the moment when I say, all right, I'm contributing. I'm contributing to the kingdom. It's not winning. I apologize for everybody that I beat by 40 and 70 and all that good stuff. That's not number one for me. Number one for me, honestly, is to see us build something where families can get in there together. They can collaborate, these time, because I sometimes even with my son here, it was a moment where I'm like, man, I really don't have nothing to talk about with him.
Yeah.
And so now with basketball, we have so much to talk about that our relationship is way different now because of it, because God can use anything, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But God can use a rock in the pond. But, he used this sport to give fathers a chance to we watch film together. Sometimes he coached me, sometimes I coach him, right? And so it's the beauty of sports, and it's it's the mission of our program to really just hone in on. And it's not just for fathers, it's for mothers too. God said he'd be a father to the fatherless. So, for any of our kids who don't have dads, I treat them like my sons, right?
Nice.
So, and that's what this is, man. And that's what that's what I want Motown Sports Dad to be, and the Motown Magic.
Love that, man. And so just real quick, to close that out, just give the folks the website for the Motown Magic. I know we got the social media tag there, but what's the website if they want to check out the organization?
It's actually the same. It's MotownMagicBasketball.com, right?
Nice.
It's the same. So
now speaking of sons and fathers and that whole combination, we got one of your sons there, right?
Yep.
And today our special guest, we got Tarmale Daniel
very special,
Jr.
Very special.
Very
Junior.
special. And the kids today will call him a point guard, right? He's a floor general,
preacher,
super technical on the court. And I'm gonna tell y'all, this kid owes me an ankle. So look, he's the kid. This is the kid that officially ended my basketball career. I'll never forget it. Labor Day 2023.
Yep.
Unc decided to play basketball with nephew, right? And he crossed me over, sent me to the ground, and literally I chipped a bone in my foot, and I was out of commission for 6 weeks. And hopefully he still has the picture of the X-ray that I sent to him, because he's a truly phenomenal kid. He's great on and off the court, man. And we got him on today. Is there anything that I missed, Dad? Did I miss anything, Dad?
You know what? Nope. I'm gonna let you off the hook. I don't want to get my LeBron James on right now, so I'm gonna fall back.
Appreciate that. So again, we got Tarmale Daniel. We call him Teej. That is what we call him.
Yep.
Man, thanks for joining us, Teej.
Yep.
And we're just gonna ask you a few questions, man, because we know you got a busy
But-
day ahead of you. Got a big game today. Joe, go ahead and ask him what you want. I know we got a couple questions for him.
Yeah. So TJ, quick question for you and your teammates, right? So when you all are playing, right, and then you have that cringy parent out there, you know,
So what do you? Yeah,
how do
what do
you
you
all
mean by
feel about
cringy?
the cringy? What's that like?
How do you like
That
what do you
parent
mean by
that's
that?
screaming, you know,
Oh,
that
yeah.
parent that's screaming, that parent that's just going crazy, right?
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a parent from your team or a parent from another team. How do you all feel about that as players?
I feel like he's just trying to help his kid and get better and like help him. Yeah, honestly. He's pretty weird sometimes, but he's just trying to help overall. That's how I feel about that.
What do you think about parents that you see confront coaches? Have you ever seen a parent actually argue with a coach?
Yeah, I've seen one argue with my dad just like a couple of weeks ago, honestly. It was pretty because he didn't play enough. The kid didn't play enough. And my dad was telling him why. And then the parent came back and was like, I see why now. It's important for him to know what he did wrong.
Does it make the teammates, you and your teammates, feel uncomfortable while that's happening? Like, especially since it's happening with your dad and coaching one, does it make the other guys feel uncomfortable?
A little bit. It's not too bad, but like we understand what's going on and why it's happening, so it's not that bad, but just a little bit.
Nice. Well, Peeny, I know you got a couple questions for him.
Teej, what's up, man? Motown Magic. I saw you last night at practice, working hard, bro. I love what you guys are doing. Hey, as an athlete, how do your parents support you? How do they show you support? You know, not just on the court, but during the week, getting prepared for the day. How do your parents support you?
Well, in the morning, or actually before games or anything, we always watch film, and he always tells me what I can do better or what he wants me to do or what mindset I have to have before the game and before I get out the car. So that's one thing that helps me a little bit.
It's good that you answered that way. I think that should just lead you into that next question, T, since he's talking about that mindset.
For sure.
Yeah. So, you know, your pregame strategy, right? Let's talk about some of the things that we do. Like, what did we do today?
We went to a shooting camp or training.
Yeah. What time was it?
It was like 8 in the morning, 9.
How was it?
It was good. 2 of my other basketball teammates were there. It was pretty good.
Who went with you?
DJ and Rocco, part of the Motown Magic.
Yeah. And where do we go?
The compound.
Well, Coach who?
I don't know.
Coach Banks.
His name is Coach Banks.
His name is Coach Banks.
Coach Banks.
So what do you like most about the shooting count?
He helps us stay disciplined, and if we're like messing around, he'll correct us and tell us to calm down and do what we're supposed to do right.
Yeah, so shout out to the Compound Athletics. They're doing shooting camps. It's like $28 a session on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. And then they turn around and do a skills camp on Sundays. So go check out Coach Banks at the Compound Athletics. He's actually really good at what he does. But we don't play till like 5. And so basically it'll be equivalent to like the shoot around for the NBA players where they get up, get some shot ups first. So we're not just waiting on the day to come. They've already worked up a sweat and got, and got some shots up. What about our film session this morning?
We talked about what I did right and what some of my teammates did wrong and how we could fix it as a team together.
So what did you do right?
I attacked the basket instead of being too passive, and I came out aggressive like I was supposed to.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Setting the tone. I love that.
Yeah.
Last question for you, Tease, because again, you're a busy man. So, do you feel like your parents make schoolwork and grades just as important, as important as your basketball?
Oh yeah, definitely.
How so? Like, what are they telling you?
Well, if they see that I have a bad grade, they'll ask me. They'll be like, "What's up? Like, why do you have this grade?" And I'll tell them why, and then they'll try to help me and focus on that the most. Like,
Nice.
What's your
Nice.
GPA right now?
like a 3.8, something like that.
3.8.
Nice.
Nice.
That's what I said. Good
Exactly.
off and
Yep.
on the court. Last question before we let you go, man. Did you get that doctor bill that I sent you in the mail? Because you owe me.
No, I did not.
You didn't?
No.
You must have got lost in the mail.
Marcel, he gets his NIL check from the Magic next week, bro. He'll get that in the mail.
Exactly, man.
That should be able to cover that doctor bill.
Yeah, but there you have it, guys. Point guard for the Motown Magic, Tarmale Daniel Jr., man.
I'm
You
gonna
are
see you guys
phenomenal,
later.
son.
See you on the
Thank
court
you, thank
tonight,
you.
Keep it
TJ.
up, nephew. Keep it up, man. We appreciate
Thank
you,
you.
man.
Yep. Thank you.
So look, man. Look, we told the people we was here for a good time, not a long time. So we got to get out of here, man. In fact, we're over time, fellas, by like 10 minutes, right?
Edit it, cut it out.
So look, before we get out of here, any shout outs you want to give, Teach?
Shout out to the Motown Magic and my dad and everyone here.
Nice, man. Appreciate it. What about y'all, Suburban Joe? Any shout outs, man,
Yeah,
before we get out of here?
With that, well, you know what? Shout out to the Motown Magic, Total, Volpini's. Shout out, Marcel. You did a great job today, man. Shout out to you, man.
Appreciate it, sir. Volpini, anything? Any shout outs?
Shout out to my brothers that talk to every day. Motown Magic, Dana Rose Photography. Go get your pictures.
Yes,
Best
sir.
around. We'll get that phone number blasted on here. We'll get an ad for you on there.
There you go.
Hey, Magic, go get them tonight.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What about you, Coach T?
No, man. I mean, just everybody that's a part of the journey, man. We really appreciate all the love and everything that you guys are bringing. Look like Caden's at the door. Another one of my players. Go answer it right quick. Let Caden pop in and say what's up. But just shout out to you guys, man. Just following us. Stay tagged in with us. Motown Sports Dad. Stay locked in with us. We're gonna be talking about everything that's got to do with sports. It's a journey that we on together. It's a lot of stuff we don't know as parents, and so we'll be able to share with you guys a lot of the stuff that we learned along the way. Hey, Kaden, come here right quick. So most of all, man, shout out to you, the viewers and the parents out there that make the sacrifice every day. What up? Say what up. Say what up to the folks. Bend down, man. They can't see you. There you go. What's up?
Hey,
What up?
Hey, you kind of tall, man. What up, Kaden?
Come here, Coach Adam, real quick. We got Coach Adam in the building too.
Nice.
Hey, I call him XO. Look, he got plays in his hair right now. No, man.
Hey, go Magic, Coach. Go Magic.
Yes,
We got it today. We got it. So anyway, man, that's it, man. Just let's go on this journey together. It's good to be back, man. Peace and love you guys.
Yep.
For sure.
Peace out.
I'll definitely say, shout out to the Central Florida Heat. Shout out to Coach Tez, who's training my son, doing personal training. He has the Rise Above program. Shout out to Level Up in Macomb. And we'll be tapping into Macomb County a lot. So hopefully you can get the latest and greatest what's happening on with Macomb County sports. We'll definitely be sharing that here. Before we head out, Coach Dave, this is a God-fearing group. So if you can just close us out with prayer, man, that'd be greatly appreciated, sir.
My pleasure. Heavenly Father, Lord, we just thank you for bringing this group together, Lord, for Motown Sports Dads. We thank you for making us fathers. We pray for our sons. We pray for the teams that we support, Motown Magic. We pray for health for all the players, Lord. And we just pray that your words speak through us, Lord, in this podcast, that we could just be real and be true. And we just pray for a blessing the rest of the day, Lord. Thank you in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Happy birthday, B-Man. Happy birthday, B-Man. Happy birthday,
B-Man. Yeah.
Definitely happy birthday, Joe, this coming Monday, y'all. See y'all next time.
All right, fellas. Be good.
Peace.
Peace out.